Hello, 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 and happy, whatever day you are watching this. This just happens to be Monday for me. It is Monday, September 12th. Monday, September 12th. So if we're lucky, I will film this video and also upload it, but we're gonna see what happens. If you are new to the channel, formerly Bun in the Oven 86, it is now Patiently Woven. If you're looking to see me a little bit more frequently, and I can't say in recent weeks since school started, you can follow me on Instagram at Patiently Woven 1. I'm just gonna tell you now that I have two cats. If you haven't been following, then you might not have seen I did an update. I have two kittens. We're gonna hope that they let me be great, but I'm going to say that they probably will. They probably will not. Let me show you what she's doing. Let me just show you the unruliness of what's happening right now. Let's let Tiger Bomb say hello. Say hi to the people. He's being cool, calm, and collective. She decided to sit down now that she's fallen, but we're gonna see what happens. If this ends up being a bleep show, then I am just gonna have to put them back, is what we're gonna say. All right, so what is the point of this video? I ended up getting into my program. Okay, and now this guy is biting the legs of the tripod. So we're gonna pause for the cause and put them away, and then I'm gonna come back. Whew. All right. So, take number 567. I am back, and let me set up further because I don't know what this looks like from back there. But anyway, update. We're back to updates. I just kind of want to tell you what's happening, what's going on moving forward, all those things. This might be a lengthy video, so you might want to get you a cup of tea or something. But I announced a little earlier in the year, or in the last few months, that I got into the program that I was hoping to get into, which is my cardiovascular sonography sonography program. Yay, me. Okay. Anyway, I am now in week 5 of my first semester, and let me tell you, they did not lie. It is a butt kicker. They said that you would end up having to contribute about 51 hours a week to course study, and they're right. In order to be successful, they were right. This semester, I take cardiovascular A&P, I take rhythm analysis, I take beginner ultrasound instrumentation, I take medical ethics, I take intro to healthcare. I would also be taking a medical terminology class, but I've already done that, so I didn't have to, thank goodness, because I don't know where I would fit it in my schedule. In any case, I'm here to tell you that I quit my job. I quit my job. This was not a spur of the moment kind of thing. I knew once I was accepted that this was what was going to be happening. So for the last year and a half or so, I had been saving in the event that I actually got into the program that I wanted to. If you don't know the history on that whole thing, I'll just fast forward it real quick for you. Going into a program, super competitive. They on average have about 125 applicants. Most schools only accept 8 to 14 depending on the schools. I applied to 2 of them, one that accepted 8, one that accepted 14, and had plans on applying to another one that at the beginning of August if I didn't get into the other 2, because again, super competitive. They're accepting less than 10%. I ended up getting into the program that I really wanted, which made me one of 8. But in order to be successful in this program, you have to dedicate all your time and energy. And I mean, by successful, let me just reframe that. So you can be successful, but I think that if you want to have really good grades, there's a lot of sacrifice that you have to make. So in any case, once I decided this is what I wanted to do, I started saving my money so that I'd have the ability to quit my job. If you're asking, why quit your job? Of course, you can study schoolwork for 51 hours a week and then do some part-time work or some in-between work or some sort of thing like that. And I will say that for this semester, it would be possible, but I also would be sacrificing my grades, right? So for this semester, there is a little bit of leeway, but I have, excuse my friends, a shit ton of work on a daily basis. And no, next semester is the bigger thing, which is why you're like, oh, why would you do that? I would do that because if you go into a sonography program, then you know that you have to do some form of clinical rotation. And starting next semester, I have to do my clinical rotations. And the clinical rotations are about 3 times a week, which progress to 5 times a week. And the clinical rotation is essentially going and working in a hospital as if you are at a full-time job during the day, which makes it very limited on what you can do. I actually really loved my job prior to this, if you were wondering what I was doing. I was a clinical admin for a very large health insurance company. And I did, Jesus, why are the words not coming to me? Prior authorizations. Yes, I did prior authorization. So if you have health insurance or any type of insurance, then you know that a prior authorization has to be submitted in order for you to have certain types of care. And I worked specifically in prior authorizations in the area of my company that dealt with seniors and their transition to several like post-acute care places. So whether that was inpatient acute rehab or if they were going to a nursing home, etc., etc. Not why we're here.
You can't connect to the Wi-Fi network. You might want to check the connection settings in the Google Home app.
Who told her that I was talking to her? Did any of y'all hear me say Google? Because I didn't say Google. This video is going to be such a train wreck. But we're here. So we're here. Anyway, point is, I did start creating weekly vlogs from week 1. And I'm in the process of figuring out what I'm doing with that because it definitely has started off as very school-based. So in the weekly vlogs, you get to see what I'm doing in reference to class. I go in the building actually on Fridays, but Monday through Thursday, I have a significant amount of work that I have to do here. And so I'm doing it for the cardiovascular sonography students, those people that are hoping maybe to get into a medical career or to get into that program specifically to kind of see what's happening, how much work you have to do with it. I'm also trying to intersplice little pieces of my life, and that's because I realized sitting at the desk writing away is probably not what you want to see for 30 minutes, right? So after week 1, I've kind of been tweaking things, but those will come out soon is the point, probably starting next week. If you've been watching my Jamaica vlogs, thank you very much. If you did not see them, I will leave a link to them somewhere here and through there because you guys say you like vlog videos. So I try to put them up so that everyone is able to see them. But sometimes you look at them and sometimes y'all don't. I just want to put that out there, and it takes quite a bit of time to edit a vlog video, but I'm still putting them out there. So I think I have one more Jamaica video left to put up, and then I ended up going to a gaming conference in August, beginning of August, that I also wanted to share. I went to Indianapolis alone and had some adventures, and I wanted to share that with you. But one thing that I'd like is more of your help specifically on what you'd like to see on this channel. Because when I did my last vote, a lot of people said vlogs, but sometimes y'all watch the vlogs, sometimes y'all don't. I have a feeling that you lean a little bit more towards sit down videos because that was the second most voted up thing. But if you can do me a favor, even if you never comment on my videos, to comment below and at least let me know what you like to see. If you just put vlog or sit down video or tag video, or if people are still doing tag videos, let me know. I do have a lot of schoolwork to do, but I do have a little bit more flexibility. So I should have the ability to be here on the channel a little bit more. But that is what's happening. Oh, big question. You're probably like, how the hell did she quit her job? How's she finna pay those bills, right? How you gonna pay the bills? Okay, so thing number 1 is I knew that I would be quitting my job. So I started school on August 15th. I put in my notice in the middle of July. My last day of work was August 1st. So I saved enough money to be able to get through the first part of my program, which is about a year. So the first year, like the first full year of my program, all expenses, all rent, all those things up and through in between there. Kind of figured somewhere in here I'd get a part-time job if I can, depending on what's happening. But as of right now, I'm doing pretty good with the plan that I have. I did transition from school. So I was going to one school. I now go to my program now. My previous program was not as expensive as this current one is, but I understand that we're dealing with state-of-the-art technology, and they have great like resources to be good in the field that I'm going into. So I went from not really having to pay anything in terms of like financial aid, FAFSA, that type of thing, to now having to pay in addition to my financial aid, about $3,000 a semester. So in this year, on top of my financial aid, paying about $6,000. So for those of you who are thinking about getting into this, be sure you pay attention to your school and your tuition, because it's probably more expensive than the school you went to get your prerequisites. I just want to pop back in here just for a second, because I realized when I was saying that whole section that I forgot something important. The whole point of what I was mentioning about the whole tuition thing and having to pay in addition. So thank you very much to my grandma. I don't know if any of you saw the update video. If you didn't, I will post it over or up and through here. My grandmother passed away in March of this year, and I was left some money to do school related things as well. And so I'm very grateful to her for that, because that is what I use to pay for the extra money for this semester, as well as the extra money for next semester, so that there didn't have to be anything crazy or to have to come out of my savings for an additional $6,000 that I was not preparing for. But I just didn't want to forget to say that part, because that is a very important part, and I'm very grateful for my grandmother working very hard to get to where she got, to be able to leave or at least start a path of generational wealth for her grandchildren. So yeah, and back to our regularly scheduled programming. A lot of you may not know that I have a business. I have a soap making business that I've had for, when did I start this thing? Ooh. What year are we in? We are in 2022. I'm gonna say between the last 10 and 12 years. I haven't mentioned it much here on the channel, but I will eventually at some point. I'm thinking about transitioning from where I was before, which was Etsy, and moving to Shopify. If I do that, I'll let you know, so you can purchase products if you'd like to support this endeavor. Anyway, I hope that you guys are doing well. If you have any questions and would like me to do a Q&A, then I sure can. But I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.